Hello, friends and lovers. Welcome back to Hades. And we got a kind of a kooky run that we're going to try to do here. We're going to take out the aspect of Guan Yu for the spear, and we're going to put on Thanatos' keepsake here, so we get plus a 2% damage per encounter you clear without taking damage. It has to be an actual combat encounter to get the damage bonus, by the way. And we're going to kind of go over what makes Guan Yu actually pretty decent for doing a no-hit run, if you're interested, you know? It's a very challenging run, and there are a lot of rules to go over, kind of, and we're going to discuss it throughout the video, but here's what we got going on. We're going to put on high confidence because the assumption is that I won't take a hit. I may actually take many hits. I make no promises that this will be a hitless run. I will simply do my best, and we'll talk about the strategies that might come up here, because while I have done hitless runs before, or no-hit runs, and you can find them around YouTube if you want, it's definitely not easy, you know, and I wouldn't say I'm the best at it or anything, that's for sure. I've done it on essentially no heat, which is what we're doing here, and as well on extreme measures 4. Both times were with the aspect of Hestia for the rail, which is definitely the best case scenario, but Guan Yu is probably my runner up, and you're going to see why in chamber 1 coming up here. So let's get started. We do have one tight deadline on. We don't want any other heats. Nothing helps us actually not get hit here. Actually, when you think about it, you could do something like this just to get some Erebus gates, because these things should not, in theory, matter. I feel like there's something else here that I'm not thinking of. Oh, heightened security, right? I feel like there's got to be more still that I'm forgetting. Probably turn on tight deadline 3 just to get the at least 15, or at least I could. You might not want to do that, though. But 7 should be pretty easy enough for us here. So let's get going. So yeah, taking those packs punishment, you know, if you're going for that full win where you do not get hit at all, there should be no downside to those packs. All right, so here is the thing that basically enables us to potentially get a pretty easy clear, or at least enables Guan Yu to do pretty well, and that's going to be the Charged Skewer Hammer. Hold special for up to 200%. Base damage minimum range has been reduced, but that's not that big of a deal. It's minimum range, by the way. So you just get a lot more special damage. You can hold it down, and it just makes your special deal even more. And the special is already pretty strong on Guan Yu. So if you haven't tried this yet, highly recommend. So you can already see damages like in the hundreds, which is really strong out of the gate with no boons or anything going on here. You could be using like the Shattered Shackle keepsake potentially here. You could start with just like Artemis's keepsake as well to just make sure you get a strong special boon. But the Thanatos keepsake is kind of fun for this. So the one instance of damage you are allowed to take according to the teamhitlist.com rules for Hades are Chaos Gates. They actually don't have a condition, I don't see anything at least, around where you can take damage to earn money from Charon's Wells. There is this Price of Midas thing that you can do. Where you can exchange some health for money from Charon Wells, and it actually does not list that as being okay or not okay on the website. I looked for it, I could not find it though, unfortunately. However, so it's okay to take damage from entering a Chaos Gate, but what it's not okay to do is to take damage from a Chaos Curse like this here. So we just would not ever want to touch that, you know what I mean? Let's roll. Okay, we got some special damage. I just gotta remember not to cast. Okay, no cast, no cast, no cast. These boons are pretty bad for us, especially since they're all going to be offered core boons, so I'm actually going to avoid those two gods, because I don't want any of their special boons, basically. Okay, so when it comes to doing a no-hit run, it's really all about range and making sure that you can stay at a very safe distance from enemies as much as possible. Oh, okay. Unlike right there. Unlike right there, potentially. Some of the other rules around a no-hit run in Hades. So officially, this is the official rule set on teamhitlist.com. Obviously, you can, you know, modify the rules if you're just trying to have fun, trying to beat Hades on your own particular challenge and stuff. But you cannot get deflection boons, or at least you cannot use deflection boons. So nothing from Athena that would deflect attacks, basically. So no Athena's dash. No, oh crap. So actually there's kind of a downside to having no healing, I just realized here, huh? I guess we're not going to take that Chaos Gate because I'm pretty sure we could not do it then. Actually, we could get health back from the spin. But I might just rather have the money anyway. So no deflection boons, no invulnerability from call boons. So you got like Ares's call, you got Poseidon's call. Those all make you invulnerable. Athena's call too, of course. As to why no deflection boons, it's kind of a rule set that I made up way back in the day when we were first trying to do it. And they did contact me and just say like, hey, what do you think about this or that? And I said, honestly, I kind of said like you could allow the deflection boons. It just kind of changes a lot of different things. And it also means that you kind of have to get those things if you're doing a no-hit run. I kind of left it up to them. You know, it's like, I just kind of made it up, you know? I just wanted the bigger challenge, I guess you could say. Ugh. What do you think? Do we settle for that? I think we don't. I think I'm just going to take Mistral Dash. I guess Poseidon Special could be okay. I think it's a higher modifier than...
All right, you sneak.
I got to be careful here. I'm going nice and slow. Wah. But yeah, this is a kind of run that takes a lot of concentration, as you can imagine. The Chaos Curse is over. We did get a slightly better special. Well, it's quite a bit better, really, right? It was 60% from Demeter, 102% from Poseidon, so it's not bad. It's definitely takeable. Take the money over the health, because we shouldn't need health, hopefully. Okay. So it's the range from this, as well as the pretty high amount of damage, just, you know, right at the start here, that really makes Guan Yu pretty good here. I think it's the runner-up, but the thing is, it requires a specific hammer, right? And requiring a specific hammer is kind of rough. Yeah, we'll avoid combat here, I think. It's a 50-50 if that Nectar hits the special anyway. So we are going to avoid Athena. We're definitely not going to fight Charon.
Here's the fee.
Hyper Sprint is okay. Plus dashes is better, though. Special speed is okay. Plus dashes is really good just to try to get away and out of enemy attacks or iframe attacks, meaning that, you know, you mash the dash essentially to avoid getting hit. We're at 14% on the butterfly. I think I'll just take Hyper Sprint. You know, this is sort of a, consider this more of a tutorial unless we have to win. Would, if it was like, I have to get a win here, would I roll for dashes there? I'm not sure. I'm a bit out of practice. I might not. I'm a bit out of practice. I think it's kind of been a while. So I might be willing to try Hyper Sprint on this. For a run or two before I decide like I have to take plus dashes or I have to find plus dashes, right? It's all about experimentation. So more rules. So again, no deflecting from Athena. I think if you were forced to take Athena's boons, it's okay. You just cannot use their abilities. I'm pretty sure that's what the rules stipulate. Oh, almost got that trap. Do. Okay, so we're looking pretty good. So the damage from Thanatos' keepsake, it's good. It's good. I don't know. It's very close. I think it's the fun keepsake to take, and it's close enough that this isn't a huge decision. But if you just wanted to take like the god keepsakes,
Good enough to eat.
And like maybe segue into Charon's keepsake, I don't think that's wrong, really. All right, so this is it. I'm not even gonna do this, or am I? Yeah, I am gonna do this.
Who dares?
More rules, so you cannot have any dodge chance from Hermes, or I guess anything, but they're all from Hermes, right? Or from the aspects, I guess, too, right? So you got Zag aspect on the fist there. That is not allowed. Dodge chance is not allowed.
Worthless wretches.
Although, well, you're not allowed to dodge attack, so maybe theoretically you could take dodge chance, but as long as the dodge does not trigger, you're okay? I'm reading the rules actually on the left here. No dodge chance. This includes boons from Hermes, Zagreus' keepsake, or ruthless reflex skill available in the Mirror Knight. So I guess they're saying you just can't take that. No damage nullifiers like the Evergreen Acorn. Also, if you block with your shield, like you get a clink while using the shield, that counts as being hit. So essentially no blocking from the shield is allowed either. Obviously, it's quite a stringent rule set.
I'll take this one.
That's okay. But it's really just meant to make a very... I think it makes sense for something like this. You just want to make something very clear and concise for players so that there is not room for creativity, like, well, what about this? What about that? You really want to try to cover the bases as much as possible, right? You don't want to people, you know, scratching their heads about what you can do and what you cannot do. We do not have extreme measures on, which is probably not something that I'm used to in some ways. You might not be used to seeing me without it on either. There we go. We cleared Tartarus without getting hit, though. Bong.
See you later.
So now Keepsake is up to 22%. It's all about slow going, which you might not be used to seeing me do a little bit here, right? Do I sell the dash here just because it's terrible? It might hog some palm spacing, because obviously I don't want to palm it. I think I do.
Extra coin.
And we have to leave the Thanatos Keepsake on the whole time.
Broke out of Tartarus.
These can be fun. They're just really nerve-wracking. Like so I always I always compare these types of runs to like what do you call it? To the speed runs, and these are, it's nice to have this kind of challenge out there, but it's way more sweaty. It's the best way I can describe it. It's way more sweaty. You might think Asphodel is like the worst place too for this. It's actually not. It's not that bad actually. Lava certainly isn't good, but oh god, that was scary, huh?
Thank the fates.
Oh, this is our second Hermes already. These are not very good.
What else is there?
Rush delivery? Oh, I think I used to avoid hyper sprint a little bit back in the day when I was doing these attempts. I think so. I'm pretty sure. I used to not take chaos gates either. I didn't want any room for complaining. I guess you could say. Do. Gotcha. So I'll take that over rush delivery a little bit. If they were both offered there, what would I take? Ooh, good question. I'm not sure. Definitely no trials. That crap is dangerous. You want to skip enemy combat as much as possible, right? Because that's just going to mean less opportunities for you to get hit. We don't really want any Demeter going on, that's for sure. I guess I'll just keep palming this. More Poseidon would be nice. What can you do though, right? The worst place is, by far, is Styx. It's just really bad. Those tiny little rats that spawn out of the floors, especially in the small chambers in Styx, when they pop out of the ground, they actually deal a damage in a small AoE around them as they are spawning. And it's just a complete disaster. You got to sit there and like pause buffer the whole time to try to avoid getting bonked by something there. This wave maker is pretty scary right here. Try to make sure we get rid of them first, right? Okay. Swap? Would I take a swap here? I don't know. Life affirmation doesn't do a whole lot. The attack probably won't do a whole lot. Is there anything that does a whole lot here? No, not that I can think of. Dying Lament kind of does a little something, but I don't think it's enough to spend our last roll on. Yeah, skip that combat, skip that combat. So as much as we want to skip combat, it does mean that we don't get to buff the Thanatos Keepsake here. Whoop. Not having enough, I mean, you don't need like a ton of damage for something like this, right? But the longer it takes to, say, complete a boss, the more time there is for you to get hit. So there's kind of like a balance, I guess you could say. between damage and something like those plus dashes from Hermes, right?
You're mine.
Do. Okay. Just more special damage will be nice. Air Spangle is pretty convenient here. We'll snag that. Free boon versus not really having money for anything else. Okay, let's go. The best trick is just kind of not to panic. And I think that's where hyper sprint can be a bit harmful, because that extra move speed after a dash is just kind of like just enough to be kind of frustrating, I guess. But what's a better dash for us here? Remember, we're not allowed Athena's dash. Splash dash would be better actually if we could save it. So I guess I'll take Sweet Surrender, because putting Passion Dash out there, it just isn't really going to do anything. But hey, we're doing pretty good. We're doing pretty solid. I don't think this is like the hardest thing in the world
Your hiss, Lanny.
by any means. And I think it's the game is set up in such a way that it's actually pretty interesting in how you can do it. So this is a pretty tough fight, especially with these particular this head setup with all the different lava pools and everything, right? So you just got to be careful. I'm just gonna be patient, wait for this head. Woo! That was very scary. Okay, we finally got rid of a few. Oh my god. All right. And even at the end of it all, I think the dad fight is still going to be the hardest part, no matter what. The dad fight is still going to be the hardest part. I think. I don't know. Without extreme measures on, Styx is a nightmare. I think coupled with the father fight, it's just really bad either way. 32%. Oh, I didn't get it. Let's go, baby. Let's go. All right.
Just as we were finishing.
I could sell some stuff here. Oh, can't sell much though. I guess I will sell Sweet Surrender just for a little bit more spending cash. It doesn't really do anything. The call is actually helpful in multiple ways. I'll explain, I guess. No cast stone, no attack damage. Let's go. So calls actually give you what they call iframes too, similar to a dash. It's using your call is kind of similar to just using an extra dash at the moment when you use it. So if an enemy is about to hit you and you hit your call button, oh, I can't take that Arabesque. I probably actually would have too. Too bad. Meaning that you will not take damage from an enemy if you time the call correctly. So it's kind of a decent oh crap button. You know what I mean? Even for one that does not give you invulnerability. So I mentioned how the rules state that you cannot take a call that makes you invulnerable, but you can take a call like Dionysus's. Come on. Ugh. Sorry, just trying to be careful. You can't take a call like Dionysus's that just gives you like a moment of invincibility, because it's not dissimilar from just taking plus dashes, you know, in a sense. I guess the best way I can describe it. None of these are very interesting. The only follow-up hammer that really does anything, I think, is Breaching Skewer for Guan Yu. I'm pretty sure that's the only thing. I'm pretty sure that is offered on Guan Yu. By the way, this run would not be legitimate for their leaderboard, scoreboard, whatever. This would not be legitimate because this was what we call a seeded run, meaning that I knew what we were getting in Chamber 1. We set it up that way so I could showcase it. And that's okay. We've done it before. We have done it before. That's the only reason why Guan Yu probably is not better, is because you rely on this one particular hammer to actually probably have a decent run. And having to wait for that or requiring that is just kind of painful, of course. Okay, these rewards don't really matter. Come on, baby. Ooh, Poseidon. Let's go. So even if we get it, it's illegitimate, but that's okay.
Your challenge.
It's just for fun at this point. I have nothing left to prove. Okay. Particular tips for this fight? Just be conscious of where you are in relation to the pillars at all times. Oh, man. You also just kind of always want to wind up behind the ball. Ugh. And watch out for those projectiles on slams like that, of course. All right, we got him. Scary, though. Very close. It was very close. When he's doing his jumping move, you do want to wind up behind him every time because he does have projectiles that pop out after he jumps during his second phase. Ooh, tough choice here, actually. I think I take Razor Shoals. But he does have that backswing attack, too, where 3 projectiles come out behind him that you have to be conscious of as well. There's a lot going on in that fight, and I actually think the Heroes fight might be more challenging than Hades? I don't know. Without extreme measures on, maybe. Maybe. I'm not sure, actually. I'm gonna take a Razor Shoals here, I think. It's a good one. It's good. It deal damage. Alright, shieldy dudes are kind of scary because they have range and you have to get behind them, which means you probably gotta get close to them. Okay. Let them come over here. Let them do that. Very nice. Alright, so we got flame wheels here. And you might think flame wheels are the scariest thing for something like this, but they're not that bad. As we can see, without forced overtime on, they're not too rough. They also explode all over the walls, too. So if you can just get them to go into the walls, it won't be a big deal, hopefully. There we go. Slow and steady. We still have not been hit, by the way. I think I take more... Razor Shoals might have been a better thing to palm there. I wasn't really thinking. Okay, Chamber 31, so we're going to visit the shop. I guess there's no point in taking that health. Well, I might start... Yeah, I guess I won't buy it. Ooh, Poseidon again. We're going to spend our last roll here because these are not great.
What else we got?
Yeah, we'll take the dash over anything. For sure's. Take the money. If Breaking Wave was there, I probably would have taken that. What can you do, though? Okay, these flame wheels are a bit rougher. But this is kind of a good spot if you're in this exact layout, I guess you could say. How often you'll be in this exact layout is another question entirely, maybe. See, just be careful. And I'm ready to dash to the other side at any moment. It's actually a good spot in this room altogether.
All set.
You know, because the enemies have to usually come up here and they have to try to go around and they get kind of caught on the... What's the term that people use? Telemetry or whatever. And you can dash back and forth betwixt, right? It works. Do 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 do. Watch out for these. Remember that these splatter. I spent the call there weirdly. No. Trying to be careful here. Ah, all right, we're cool. Still no hits on us. Yeah, I think Razor Shoals is better than 7% on the special now. Pretty sure. What's Sanske's take at? 44%. Okay, we have money. We don't want health, so we go this way. Ooh, Poseidon. Ooh, those are bad. Guess we're taking Flood Shot, huh? Boom, boom. We're coming up to the worst part. Yeah, it's the little rats that are just the scariest thing about Styx, for the most part. Nice and slow, just remember that. Now, Thanatos will try to do ranged attacks at you. So you can just fully outrange it, or you can try to line of sight. When I say line of sight, I mean... Woo! You gotta listen for it, and you gotta kind of be aware where he is at all times. Okay, but we got rid of one. And sometimes it's kind of hard to tell the angle to make sure that he's actually gonna hit one of the pillars with his spear when he throws it. Might be better off just kind of constantly staying on the move. Okay. This is probably not a god I would prefer to see in this instance. Trying to be careful, nice and slow. There we go. Ha-ho! We're 3/4 away through of a no-hit run. If you can believe it. 46% on the Pierce Butterfly. I assumed I would have been hit a couple times by now. Not that it really matters. Sell this for money? I think we do. There's no point in keeping it, really. The yarn. Yarn could actually help us here. Could. It's hard to say if it actually will end up helping us or not. If a Hermes boon is in the shop and we can get some more money from the tunnels first before we take another boon, that could help us by giving us like rush delivery, for instance. But it costs 500, so we need to not be forced into taking a boon first. There is Hermes. Okay, that's good. That's ideal. And there is money. Perfect. All right. We'll see. All right, the hard part has begun. Forgive me if I am going to be a bit more silent here. That is also one of these scarier enemies to run into right now. Uh-oh. Now, Splash Dash will help a little bit in this. Ugh, okay, we're cool. I'm trying to remember my health. We're at 54. We have been for a long time. In case I miss getting hit. Ugh, okay. Got me nervous out here again. Also, we are still at the mercy of the sack RNG, right? We might have to do like a bunch of tunnels, which increases the chances that we get hit at some point, right? Ah, crap. Okay, we gotta spawn. Okay. Ooh, we missed with the Meg because I knocked it out of it, kind of it. I knocked it out of the Meg circle a little bit. I think it was gonna get out either way, though. Oh my god, that's good. Holy god. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, do I take a big palm here, or do I take Poseidon for, like, breaking wave? I'm mostly thinking about the dad fight now, I guess, so... You can go either way here. I think I'm gonna take special damage. Do-do-do-do-doom. I'm watching for more small rat spawns to make sure they're not gonna spawn on top of me on this little island here. Yeah, this is where you really want to peek at what the room is as you're entering it. And just try to notate where can you line of sight an enemy like that in particular, right? Come on, sack, sack, sack. Oh my god! I'm actually, like, legitimately... my heart's racing right now. I know we've done it before, but still, there's just so much on the line, it feels. Huh. I think I'm gonna do the dash there. The call's not a terrible idea, though. Oh, man. This takes me back, baby. Here's the build. +3 dashes, epic hyper sprint, epic rush delivery, too. We got charge skewer, of course, razor shoals. It's kind of stripped down, but this is exactly what you need. Hermes keepsake. Or sorry, Thanatos keepsake is at 48%. Let's go. Let's go, baby. Can we pull it off? Can we finish her? Let's find out. I'm shaking. I'm sipping my coffee right now. I had too much coffee right before I started this too, you know? I don't know if I've ever done this with Guan Yu. I don't know if I ever pulled it off with Guan Yu. It's okay if we end up failing it here. It's very challenging. But it'd be fun if we were able to do it, right? All right, start off with a cast. Dash. I want to dash right before using the special if possible. I don't have to be in a rush. This is not extreme measures, keep in mind. Watch for this circle. Get rid of that. Okay. The ads are the scariest part, often, for this. There's a witch. Okay. Okay, we're cool. I should 100% actually be saving the call for when like a panic oh shit moment like I talked about. Try to get rid of these skulls because they're a bit frightening. Might not have been the best time to Meg. Okay. Okay. Get out of here. Okay. These pots are very scary. Meg's been used. Oh! Okay, I'm not gonna risk it. Let's play it safe. Oh, that was a bit scary. Come on. Come on, that's it. Oh my god. It's 11:53 on a Sunday morning. You know, it's just, this is not what I expected when I started this video. You know what I mean? But hey, I am more than happy for it. Again, it's not 100% legitimate. I knew that we were going to get charged skewer in Chamber 1. That's okay, though. This is a lot of fun. It's very challenging. It's nerve-wracking, but hey, it's a challenge worth trying. I haven't touched this in literally years now or anything like it. It's not something I usually strive for, but whew, that was fun. That was fun. We got 48% on the Pierce Butterfly. Actually, it's going to be 50%. So one of the highest numbers I've had on it, but you could go higher if you just made sure you took some enemy chambers there. Get the dash off of there. These were definitely... Well, actually, wait a minute. Get rid of Guan Yu so you can see rush delivery. These are the key components to the run. You don't have to have all that. It just made it so some of those fights went faster. Like, you don't really need that chaos, 45%. You don't need that rush delivery. It just means the fight would take a little bit longer. But hey, it worked out. What do y'all think? Oh, my heart's racing right now. Thank you all so much for watching. We gotta see the last Gadong. Bong. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. If you got any questions, make sure you let me know. And I'll see you in the next video.